Vance fires back at disgusting CNN anchor, suggesting his military service was embellished amid Walz dispute. The GOP hopeful has repeatedly attacked the Minnesota governor over the growing military controversy. Sen. J.D. Vance, R. Ohio, fired back at CNN after an anchor suggested he embellished his own military service as the Republican vice presidential nominee hammered his Democratic rival over his record. Vance, who served as a U.S. Marine in Iraq, has taken aim at Minnesota Gov. Tim Walz says questions have been swirling over how he represented his military service since he was tapped by Vice President Harris as her running mate. But, according to CNN's Brianna Keilar, Vance may be an imperfect messenger on the issue. Because we have, as you introduced him, as a combat correspondent, which is what Vance's title was, Keilar told her CNN colleague Dana Bash Thursday. But when you dig a little deeper into that, he was a public affairs specialist, someone who did not see combat, which certainly the title combat correspondent kind of gives you a different impression. So he may be the imperfect messenger on that. Vance knocked Keilar and CNN on social media. Brianna, this is disgusting, and you and your entire network should be ashamed of yourselves, Vance wrote on X. When I got the call to go to Iraq, I went. Tim Walz said he carried a gun in a war. Did he? No, it was a lie. Vance told reporters Wednesday, I served in a combat zone. I never said that I saw a firefight myself, but I've always told the truth about my Marine Corps service. That's the difference. CNN did not immediately respond to Fox News Digital's request for comment. Critics have put a spotlight on an old video incidentally shared by the Harris campaign of Walz pushing for gun control, telling voters, we can make sure those weapons of war that I carried in war is the only place where those weapons are at. Retired Command Sergeant Major Thomas Behrens, who said he was a member of Walz's battalion, blasted the governor's comments. To most people, that would mean that he was actually in combat, carrying a weapon in a combat zone and getting combat pay, and in a dangerous and hostile environment where he is getting shot at, Behrens told the Ingram Angle on Wednesday. A CNN correspondent even fact-checked Walz on Wednesday, declaring that there is no evidence he carried weapons in combat, as the vice presidential candidate appeared to previously imply. Walz was never in an active war zone. He mobilized with the Minnesota National Guard to Italy on Aug. 3, 2003, to support Operation Enduring Freedom, according to the Minnesota Guard. The battalion supported security missions at various locations in Europe and Turkey, according to the Guard, and Walz was stationed in Vicenza, Italy, until returning to Minnesota in 2004. He did not deploy to Iraq or Afghanistan. Vance's opponent has been at the center of a brewing controversy since he joined the Democratic ticket. Walz, who served in the Minnesota National Guard for 24 years, repeatedly referred to himself as a retired command sergeant major, which is not accurate. According to the Minnesota National Guard, while Walz served as command sergeant major, he retired as a master sergeant in 2005 for benefit purposes because he did not complete additional coursework at the U.S. Army Sergeants Major Academy. On Thursday, the Harris campaign changed the language in Walz's bio on their website after the dust-up. The biography initially said Walz was a retired command sergeant major, but was then updated to say he served as a command sergeant major. Walz has also faced criticism over the timing of his retirement from military service over allegations that he did so earlier than he planned to dodge deployment to Iraq. Tom Schilling, a veteran who served in the same battalion as Walz, said he ditched his soldiers before they were deployed to Iraq in 2005. We all did what we were supposed to do. We did the right thing, Schilling said on Fox News' Jesse Waters, Primetime Wednesday. It's dishonorable what he did. He left somebody else up to take over his spot. He just ditched us. The Harris campaign released a statement saying, in his 24 years of service, the governor carried, fired, and trained others to use weapons of war innumerable times. Governor Walz would never insult or undermine any American service to this country. In fact, he thanks Senator Vance for putting his life on the line for our country. It's the American way.